Hi and welcome to the next tutorial. In today's lesson we'll be exploring the driving school database appointment information system. So the first thing that we have here is we have this following flat file database. We know that it's a flat file database because all of the fields are all in one single table. So we know that we need to move it to a relational database. So what we need to do is we need to first think of which fields can we actually group together, and then we need to start to think about the schema that we need to come up with. So you can see here that the instructor number and the instructor name, they would kind of go together. The learner number and the learner name, they obviously go together. And then the appointment stuff with the estimated duration, they will also go together. So now I'm going to show you how to actually create this schema from this flat file database. So you can see here in our finished schema, we've just linked up and put together all of the fields that we knew that belonged together. So we had the instructor table, which contained the instructor ID, and also we separated the first name and surname fields. We had the learner table on the other side, which we added a few fields. So we added the first name, surname, address, phone number, and email address. But then we have our linking table in the middle, and this is our appointment table. So we've started it off with an appointment ID, and then we have the date and time, which we've separated, and the duration. Now, to make this schema complete, we needed to add a few more things in there. We needed to list our primary keys, which are our unique identifiers of whatever the table is. So for example, the learner ID is a unique identifier of each learner in that table. We then have our foreign keys. So the instructor ID and the learner ID in the appointment table are considered foreign keys, which basically means that they are primary keys of the other tables. And then finally, the last thing that we added is our relationships. So we have our one-to-many relationships here. And this basically means that one instructor can have multiple bookings. And the same for the learner. One learner can book multiple times in the appointment table. So the next thing that we are going to look at is we are going to look at the data dictionary. So here we have an example of the data dictionary, and you can see here that we start off with field name, field size, data type, data format, description, example. When creating the data dictionary, you list all of your fields down. You need to find out the size of the fields, and then you need to find out what data type you are going to be using. So let's say, for example, we have our instructor ID PS01. The field size is going to be 4 because there are 4 characters here. The data type is going to be text because it's a mixture of letters and numbers. The data format is going to be LL, which stands for letter, and then number. And the description of the instructor ID is a unique identifier of every instructor in that database. So you can see here in the data dictionary, there are different ways to actually represent letters, numbers, things like that. So say for example, the phone number. We know that the phone number this is a mobile number, and I want it in that format with those hyphens. So what I need to do is, the first thing is that it needs to be a text field. Why? Because we can't start a number in Microsoft Access with 0. So therefore we need to make sure that it's text. And then we just put our format in there. For example, if you want an email address, we're using our wildcard characters, which basically means that it can represent any number of characters. And then we have our @ symbol in the middle, and then another unlimited number of characters that it can represent with the other asterisks. And also other things, things like date and time. If we want a time value, if you want a date value in the format of day, month, year. These are all things that you can set up in the data dictionary. In the next video, we are going to take this to Microsoft Access and actually create this. So anyways guys, thanks for watching this short little tutorial on how to create a data dictionary and a schema, and I will see you in the next video.